Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped, back for another Optc video, and in today's video we're doing a showcase on the new super evolved 5+ Psy free-to-play Luffy, and this guy is an absolute demon, absolute monster. Whatever they were thinking when they made this 5+, when they made this super evolution, give us more of this. This is only good for the game, this is only good for new players, and it's only good for the characters and the content that is already in the game. Give us 5+s for raid characters, for Coliseum characters. Add like an incentive to farm that content again. You don't have to make it harder. Just make the units more viable in today's age. And that's exactly what they've done with this Luffy. Now I have 150'd my Luffy as they've given him not only a super evolution, but a level limit break. Yes, a level limit break, the first level limit break for a free-to-play character. We got a new Jinbei as well. He's got a level limit break too, but we don't have the copies of him. But with Luffy, he's an absolute demon. As a captain, if you have him at level 5 on the level limit break scale, he's a 5.25 times captain to Psy units. Yes, you heard that right. A free-to-play character is a 5.25 times attack boost with a super type. Just mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling. He's a fantastic captain. Not only is he a fantastic Psy leader, but you can actually bring other characters on the crew as well. He boosts all other characters by 4.25, or maybe it's 4.5. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it's around that 4 mark, which is still very good for a free-to-play character. And the first part of this showcase you're seeing is actually a free-to-play team versus Revolutionary Army 2. So I did a free-to-play team when Roger came out, the 5+ Roger from Kazuna. As previously to this Luffy, I did believe that he was the best free-to-play character in the game, but now with this Luffy, it's not even close. This guy's by far the best free-to-play unit. So we're taking him into Revolutionary Army 2 with a full free-to-play team, except for our friend captain. We are bringing the best legend of the game, which is Nami, and I think that's pretty fair because most players would have access to a friends list, provided you can get your hands on the character. Is another story, but you still have access to it, and this guy works exceptionally well with some of the better characters in the game. He's a free spirit unit, so he works with every other free spirit leader. Free spirit's by far the best class in the game. Psy's a very strong color, so you have a lot of very good options in Psy leaders as well. You can do stuff with like Germa and Yamato. You can do stuff with Nami. You can do stuff with Verse Yamato. You can do stuff with Ace Yamato. Like the list goes on and on what you can do in terms of hybrid options with this guy. But not only is he such a powerful captain in terms of damage output, he's actually a utility captain too. He gives you 3 turns of despair and paralysis removal just by being a captain, which is nothing crazy like Yamato's 10 turns of bind or Ace Yamato's 10 turns of special bind, but any utility in a captain, let alone it being 3 turns or 5 turns or 10 turns, but the fact that you get this in a free-to-play character and you get 2 different utilities being despair and paralysis is incredibly valuable. Like it's so damn good, like so good, and it shows in this content with removing the despair against the Ivankov stage, and then you can actually use a support to remove the rest of it. If you run 2 Luffys, obviously you're getting 6 turns of paralysis, 6 turns of despair, but this guy doesn't really work that well if you are using 2 Luffy's at the same time, like other characters that can be like an attack boost or an ult boost, because this guy is just an attack boost with his special, which we'll touch on that in a second. But his captain ability is just mind-bogglingly strong. I love that they've done this to a free-to-play character, and he's also an XP captain. He gives 1.5 times extra XP at the end of every quest, so that's another bonus to this character for new players. It adds to the arsenal for starting players, and because of this character, I'm actually going to start a series inspired by Omni. So shout out to OP, what's he called now? Optc Cruise, I think. I'll leave a link to his stuff in the description below. But with this new character, I want to sort of start a series where we start the game as of this moment with like the build up to 9th anniversary, as it is the best time to start the game right now. Build up your account, build up gems, and then you can go from there. And if you get a bad luck, you can just reroll after that. So with this guy as a leader, you can build up XP very fast. You can beat content very easily, and as a new player, you get access to pretty much all the copies you need to get this guy to like 150. Not that you get him to 150, but level limit break 5. Plus, you get the skulls free from the new pirate the Pirate King's Adventure, or the PKA, I think we're all calling it now. So very, very cool stuff. Very, very powerful leader. Technically a rainbow captain, but more shoehorned into being a Psy leader if you want to get the maximum amount out of him. His super type also got a buff as well. He gives your crew a full border orbs, which is exceptional. He does damage, which is still great for wave clearing and stuff like treasure map. And he turns Psy orbs into a 2.25 times multiplier instead of a 2 times multiplier when they are matching. So if you run a mono Psy team and activate this guy's super type, not only do you get that extra 0.5 or that extra 50% damage, but you also get a full border orbs, which are now 2.25 times multiplier instead of a 2 times, which is just disgusting amounts of damage. Especially if you're versing an int character, like, or an int unit, you can do disgusting things with this Luffy. And it's very good that you can still wave clear if you are running like double Luffy and treasure map. But with his special, he did lose out on the damage. They took the damage away, unfortunately, but they significantly buffed his special. He's a 2.25, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's a 2.5, it might be higher. It's somewhere between 2.25 and 2.5 times range. Attack boost to Psy characters for 3 turns, and then as long as you hit 3 perfects, he adds 0.25 to attack and orb boost, including his own. He also gives 1 turn of cooldown to your entire crew. He's on an 11 turn cooldown. He gives 1 turn of cooldown as a captain as well. So you can do some really cool stuff with this unit, like some really phenomenal things. And the fact that they are literally just giving this guy out for free is just, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I do believe that the other Straw Hats will come not too long after this, with Jinbei and Luffy both getting level limit break, but we'll have to wait and see when that actually comes about, if it's soon or if it's like in the near future kind of situation. But still, very cool stuff. And the fact that they have opened the door to this, opens the door to just so many different options. Like, it's super exciting for the game, honestly. It's one of the better things that's come out of the update of the 13.0, but there have been some other gripes that I have with that update. But this is definitely a positive, and hopefully moving forward we see a lot more of this for, like I said, not only just like event characters, but for like Clash characters and Coliseum characters and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, very cool stuff. And as you guys see, we're sort of making our way through Revolution Army 2, and I did want to try and keep it very Straw Hat centric, except for Morley, because like Morley was like the only option to get around the Morley stage, funny enough. But it worked out fairly nicely, so you love to see it. Alright, let's wrap up this piece of content, because pretty much touch base on pretty much everything that Luffy does as a whole. Let's move through the content and like sort of show him off. Also, he is a Luffy character too. It's another big up to the unit, meaning that he gets a lot of very good support. Stuff like Brûlé, stuff like Young Sabo, support Ace, like the list goes on and on and on. Unfortunately though, he is a Luffy, which means there are a lot of other Luffys that are very strong, and there will be a lot more Luffys moving forward. But look at this special too, by the way. This is just, it's a free-to-play character. Like, look at that. Look at the quality of that art. It's just, it's so good. It's so freaking good. What was I saying? Totally forgot. But I'm here at Disneyland in Tokyo, so I'm kind of like, there's lights and there's like a parade, and I keep getting sidetracked, so I do apologize about that. But that was Revolution Army 2, full free-to-play team. He has an ink effect too, which is super cool. But yeah, free-to-play team taking on Revolution Army 2. As I mentioned though, Luffy is an XP booster. So if you guys are new to the game, or you're just starting and you missed out on, or you don't have something like Marco, or you don't have something like Jack, and you're looking for a very good XP captain, well, this guy partners up perfectly with Marco. He's a fighter and he's a Psy unit, so you can build out like fighter Psy teams. Marco's also a Psy booster. Luffy will trigger his super class because he's a fighter unit, and then you just bring anyone else to trigger the super type of Luffy, as long as you bring a Straw Hat on the crew. And there's a lot of good fighter Straw Hats that'll still work with Marco, but as long as they're Psy, which are literally every single one of those free-to-play characters are, you can just chuck one of them on that team and you'll be good to go. As for the main XP farm, a lot of players farm Hime Turtles through the recruit support missions. They cost 5 stamina. You can run them on triple stamina and it works very easily, as you can see. And there's no issues taking down that particular quest. So Another very, very good option is an XP captain if you guys are missing that, but like I said, he has phenomenal damage output as well. On to the final part of the video now. We're taking on Arena Mihawk with double Luffy. As I mentioned at the start, double Luffy is probably not the most ideal situation, as his special is an attack boost, and if you hit 3 perfects, you get a better attack boost on the next stage. I think if they wanted to really topple this like character over the edge, and this is me being very, very greedy here, is if they gave him the stipulation that Red Rock Luffy has, where if you have an attack boost, he becomes an orb boost for 3 turns. I think that would have just been absolutely crazy for this character, because not only then would he be your attack booster, he'd be your orb booster, and then you can just do some silly stuff that way. So that would be like the perfect scenario, but you can easily hybrid him up with something like Treasure Map Sanji. You can bring Treasure Map Sanji on the team, who gives you an orb boost for 4 turns if you have an attack boost. So there are options like that. Now, we are taking on Arena Mihawk. Whenever I think Psy teams, Arena Mihawk is the first thing that comes to my brain, because like First Shanks was like so prevalent for this fight, and that's literally all I think of. So I thought, hey, let's just take these characters in and let's showcase him in like an arena, which is still pretty hard content. It's not the hardest content, but it's still pretty hard content. So with all of our Psy shenaniganry and the characters of Rockstar, Ben Beckman, and Shanks, it kind of made it very, very easy. We did need the support of Hio though, and we did need the support of Mr. One, which are very exclusive supports. But it just goes to show that like the teams that you can build out and the characters that you can use on Luffy's team, it's infinite and endless, and it works insanely well, like insanely well. The Rare Recruit Robin, fantastic character for Luffy, triggers the super type, as well as removing all the defensive effects and despair, all the leftover despair what Luffy will remove. And then you got other very, very good Straw Hats like Super Tandem Nami that we saw earlier, and any other Psy legend, basically. Any Psy legend you can just chuck on Luffy's team and you're good to go. This Luffy is actually so good, on that note, this Luffy's so good that he's better than some legends, which is just wild. I would honestly rather run this Luffy as a captain than a lot of other legends that are available and have been available for a very long time. So moving forward, I really hope that they continue this sort of trend, and they sort of step up their game when it comes to level limit breaks for legends, because if this is what the bar they're setting with free-to-play characters, or free-to-play characters that you get through events or whatever, they've set the bar pretty damn high. So you love to see it, but hopefully they do some pretty cool stuff, and they have been with dual unit 6 bosses and level limit breaks and stuff like that as well. So this is going to wrap up the video, homies. Apologies about my sort of all over the place while I'm here at Tokyo Disneyland. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of this Luffy in the comment section below. The only downside I would probably say right now is that if you are an endgame player, you have to wait for the copies, which kind of sucks. But look, it is what it is. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's